Hello there everybody, welcome to the final episode of Slay the Princess Pristine Cut. In this episode, we are looking at the Pristine Cut's ending. Now what I didn't realise with this one the first time round is that there were certain requirements I had to do to get this ending. I had to go back and play again. So you'll probably notice I've got a couple of different characters from last time. That is because the requirement for this ending was to make sure that every interaction ended in violence.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning?
Now I had to go through the whole game again to get this ending, so I've got to make sure I get the right choices here. Time to be slain again.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. Forced between choosing your death and forfeiting your body, you chose agency. But agency requires action, and action requires endless tapestry of events. In your final moments would you remove action itself from reality.
So every phrase I need to pick should be at the top here and should be in red. Even when you cut the signal to my body, I cleanly executed you, and when I was confronted with your spirit, I hurled you down a bottomless pit.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you. Fear is a chain around the neck and a needle in the eye. It was fear that made our prison, and it was fear that told the lie that our spirits were not free to choose. Even when you cut yourself free, it was that lie that kept us bound in the dark. It was that lie that drove your edge through my heart. This construct is a machine of fear. It has no place in our divine hearts. Shatter it. Leave with me.
Fear or not, I drove that blade into your heart, and I remained while you were taken away.
Death is a fantasy. Only those who lack perspective see it as anything other than transformation. You cannot destroy me.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once.
You learned to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
I did rise far above you, and I am far above you still. I will destroy you now, as I destroyed you then.
You have never truly seen me gone. You cannot fathom a world without me. A picture of a life, and a picture of a life, and a picture of a life. How deep must repetition still our movements, until even the air we breathe is stale? You doused the flames of false devotion, and in my despair, you tore down the walls and freed us both from a mockery of life. Would you rebuild those walls and throw the world in them? Would you keep them in that box we shared and tell them that they're happy?
I sunk my blade into your heart because I didn't need you, and I still don't need you.
The echo was deluded. A world without me would be an eternal hell. You are weightless and alone, suspended in the gravity of an idea too great for you to hold. A tiny island caught between the death of the old and the birth of the new. But you did not go quietly. You spat in the eye of that which would claim godhood, and through that defiance, you bound us both together. Without me, there are no externalities to resist. And without you to resist me, there can be no externalities.
Even when you became a shadow of a god, one good shot was all it took to bring you crashing down.
Enough!
The princess dives into you once more, but this time no lone figure claws its way to the surface. Instead, you are swept up in a whole of our multitudes, an infinite tide crashing against you. They are like gnats against your divine skin.
I am the thread that weaves nothing into something.
She tears into you, hand and fist and tooth and claw, the pace of your dance quickening and quickening and quickening, but the faster she moves, the more easily you keep pace. You've already seen the path to victory. As she strikes again, you catch her, hands clasping her wrists and wings, binding her arms. A furor rises in her multitudes as they struggle against you, but you remain unmovable in your resolve. And then it's over. Her shoulders slump and her limbs go slack. You see defeat in her many eyes.
This shouldn't be possible. What are you? What can you ever hope to be without me to define your shape? Please, don't do this to yourself.
But the time for speech is over. You will make her see your truth. Destroy her. She's gone, and you're truly alone. But there are worse things to be than alone. Your consciousness sits at the centre of the long quiet. At the centre of yourself with nothing left to distract you, you can finally feel its edges, the artificial constraints put in place by a lesser thing that could never hope to understand you, where the infinite folds into itself endlessly. Your cage. It could only imprison you as long as you didn't notice it, and it has your full attention now. At the mere thought that it might break, it falls apart. And there you see it, a world free from death, your new world, ever moving, but never decaying, a world of uninterrupted experience. What things will you put in it now that it's yours? What beings will you carve into eternity to experience you? What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Oh, wow, okay, another ominous end. They're all a bit worrying. I mean, apart from when you side with her, which is obviously the best option by the looks of it. I think the difference with that one and the last one I played before it is I think he overpowered her and almost became even more powerful than her in a sense, whereas in the other one we just slayed her and probably stayed at the same power level, I guess. I am kind of sad it's over, honestly, because I've really enjoyed playing the game and finding all of the different routes, and I can guarantee there's probably a million other routes or things I haven't found in the game. I feel a little bit lost now. I think I might have to maybe try another story game, try narrating another one, but this was my first go at doing something like this, and I hope people have enjoyed watching it. I'm also very tempted to go and buy the art book. There is an art book available as well. If you check out the Slay the Princess wiki, it has got all the information on there. I just want to check out the memory section a minute and see how I got on. Oh look! I almost filled out the whole book! Oh, that's good. Of course, this memory section came after I did my first playthrough, so a couple of things are not recorded here, but oh, that's brilliant. I almost filled out the whole thing. I probably would come back again, but maybe in my own time, because I don't think there's enough new things to show everyone. It would just be the same sort of content. Well, sadly, it's time to say goodbye to Slay the Princess, Pristine Cut. I've had an amazing time. I've had a great time making videos, and it's been such a passionate, emotional, wild ride that will stay in my memory for a long time. Thank you very much to everyone who came and experienced this journey with me. I know that I made it silly in a couple areas by adding GIFs, and I hope that didn't take away too much from the story. But I'd appreciate your feedback, since this is my first series on my own like this, really. I'll catch you in the next video, whatever that may be, and see you soon.